What's up, Squeeze Crew? What you doing? How you screwing? Thank you for coming back again and tuning into my channel. Before we go any further, I wish you guys would just take a quick moment. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below, as well as turn on your notification bell just so you guys can keep up with what I'm talking about, as well as having a good couple laughs, a couple tears, whatever the case is for all the years to come. Look at me rhyming like I'm Mary Poppins. But nah, for real, go ahead and hit that subscribe button before we dive right into it. So today, I'm just going to go ahead and go over just a little tips and tricks and how I got into OnlyFans, because that's a lot of people's questions. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that. But before we do so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you. Now, since you've done that, it's time to get right to it. Let's go.
'Cause a girl like you deserves affection when we're sex.
All right, y'all. So yeah, as I stated before, sorry, my scarf is a little crooked. Well, yeah, I'm low-key matching. I wasn't even trying to match today. Shoot, you better shut your mouth. I got this dress, like, it's so small. It's like a mini dress. Like, this is so small. But I got this dress from Fashion Nova like a year and a half ago. And now it's like medium on me. This might as well just be a crop top. That's how short it is. But anyway, so yeah. A lot of people have been asking me in regards to when did I start my OnlyFans? How did I start it? How does it work? Is it really worth the risk of doing it? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm here to just talk about OnlyFans, how I got into it, and all that good stuff. So I started OnlyFans officially back in 2018. I've been doing this for 2 years. In the beginning, it was really just a side hustle for me. I've heard, you know, before I even started my OnlyFans, I literally did my research on what exactly it was, how did it work out as far as payouts go, how much their percentages are, do they have DMCA services if someone wants to take down your content, like screen record it and resell it, all the different things that a lot of people probably just don't read the fine print on. So I made sure I read and got a little bit more educated before I actually said, okay, why the hell not, just start it. So I've always had a Twitter. I had a Twitter since freshman year in high school, and that was back in 2009. But my Twitter wasn't popping like it was back then at the time, because now I have over 40K followers. So shout out to you guys who follow me on Twitter. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, so I got my old Twitter page from freshman year. I re-logged in, and luckily I remember my credentials from back then, because it's 2020 now. So it was whack as hell on there. So I was just like, okay. I deleted all of my little tweets that I had on there, because that page was just really for me to rant. I was going through rants and stuff on that page. So yeah, after I did that, I started following a lot of sex creator content people, so sex work people. The first person I really did follow was Bria Backwoods. You guys probably seen her. She's like epic. Another girl was Mia Malaj or something like that. Malaj, M-I-L-A. It's Malaj or something like that. She was pretty cool. I followed her because she had a really big butt, and even though she had surgery and stuff, I'm not knocking her hustle, but her body was just beautiful to me. So I subscribed to her and I followed her. And it was another one, a couple others that I followed and just watched them for a period of time for about 4 months before I actually was like, forget it, I'm gonna just go ahead and jump in on OnlyFans myself. So how I got into it was, like I said, it was just a side hustle. And I was working my 8 to 5 job. It was a weekly paying job. It was okay for me in the beginning, but then I'm like, I want more money. I want to be able to do stuff whenever I feel like doing it, and not waiting on Uncle Sam to take the taxes out of my check and do whatever I need to do after I get this little cheap ass check. You know what I'm saying? I've always been a hard worker. I worked from different industries through corporate. Never did fast food. I never was a fast food kind of girl to work for. So luckily I dodged that bullet. So yeah, let me back up a little bit. So before OnlyFans, I was stripping too. I was a stripper at Bottoms Up for about 2 years after I graduated high school. I did it off and on. It was, like I said, extra money while I was working my job, my night job at the time. And after I left my night job, that's when I went to the strip club and made my money that way, and then sleep during the day and do it all over again. So after I stopped stripping, which was back in 2017, 2018, I officially stopped because I was getting out of a relationship, and it was just a lot going on. So I stopped the stripping, and OnlyFans was just an alternative. So OnlyFans was strictly for online. You could do cam shows, you can do special DMs, do whatever you feel comfortable doing, and nobody has to touch you. So that was another reason why I wanted to go to OnlyFans. With stripping here in St. Louis, the guys can touch you, they can do whatever they want to you. It is what it is. Yeah. So after I finally signed up for OnlyFans, it took them about 2 days for them to approve me. After you're approved, you get your bank information in so you can start getting paid. And then people think that you automatically start getting subscribers. That's not the case. So that's why I went to Twitter and started following that type of sex work creator content to get an idea of what it is that they're doing. How do I promote myself? How do I network? Because this was new to me. You know, I usually networked in the clubs and stuff, but it was nothing like OnlyFans. Everything's strictly online. So I follow people, they follow me back. I got in a lot of retweet groups to help me build a base of a following, and that helped me a lot. The same goes for Instagram. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not really active on Instagram like I am with Snapchat, Twitter, and on here, as well as OnlyFans, obviously. So yeah. And after a few months, my following went from 100 to like 6 to 8K, and it just started growing rapidly because I was putting out so much content, like teasers on my Twitter. It was grabbing people's attention. And what really helped me blow up was a video of me and a guy, and my Amazon guy. We was having sex in the room. You can't see our faces, but it was definitely me, and it went viral. Of course, people take videos and they screen record it and impersonate it as if it was them. So that actually helped me build my stuff, like as far as my fan base. So I was like, oh, if guys really like the way I do this, then why stop? You know, that can help me bring in some money. So when I got on OnlyFans, I started getting slowly but surely subscribers. Like once you get approved, you set your price for whatever it is that you want it to be. And then I think you have to reach a minimum payout level of $20 on there before you can start actually getting paid and withdraw into your bank account. So my very first payout was I believe it was $20. It might have been $24. I think it was $20. And I withdrew it just so you can see a screenshot. Just so you can see that was my very first payout. Now, once again, I've been doing this for a couple of years. It doesn't come easy to everybody. So I take that in the most humblest way. My very first payout was about $20. And as I got more consistent with it, my payouts started to become more and more and more. Into the thousands. Like, I'm not up there where you're making 20K a month yet, but I'm getting there. So say that in the humblest way. So after I started getting my subscribers, like I said, it was just a part-time thing. Something just told me in my gut, like, I need to start taking it serious. Now with the OnlyFans, like, you can have so many different ways to approach it. You can do it with your face in it. You can do it mask on. You don't have to show your face. You could just show your titties, or just show your feet or your ass, whatever you're comfortable with. Everybody has their own likes. Everybody has their own fetishes. Everybody has their own type of niche to make the money. Excuse me. Sorry. So yeah, I started posting a little bit more frequently, like more videos on myself, mainly solo. You know, I have a couple guys that I will shoot with, and they were okay to record. I didn't put their faces in it or anything, and then we'll post that. So it helped. And one day I literally just got up and was like, I want to quit my job and do OnlyFans full time. A lot of people looked at me if I was crazy. They was like, are you really willing to risk that? Like, are you willing to stop doing, you know, your job in order to do something online that's not even 100% work? And I was like, yeah. You know, I wasn't happy with my 8 to 5. I wasn't happy with who I was becoming at that job. I was literally struggling, trying to get the energy to go into work the next day. You know, it wasn't helping me pay my bills. Like, I was literally living check to check to check, and it was such a repetitive cycle. I got tired of it. So that's why I got into OnlyFans, and I started getting more consistent with it. Once I started getting more consistent with it, about 6 months after me being serious about it. So it's about a year and 6 months altogether. At this time, that's when I was like, okay, by this date. So I set it a date by myself about when I wanted to stop working from my 8 to 5, and by that timeline I will no longer be doing this. So while I was still working my day job, I would save money from my regular check, as well as put more time and effort in OnlyFans and save that, and combine those two together in order to save so I could pay my rent 3 to 4 months in advance, so I don't have to worry about, you know, how I'm gonna pay for rent for this, for this, for that. And that worked for me. So if it works for me, it can work for the next person. Not saying OnlyFans is the go-to or the way out of whatever you're doing, but it's a start. Because OnlyFans is not something that I want to do for the rest of my life. I know that now. I have a clear understanding. Like, I don't mind doing it. I love exploring myself. I love putting people on. I love turning my fans on. I love interacting with my fans. It's more to life than just OnlyFans. You know, it's different sites and different levels of where you can go. It just all depends on you. So after I started getting more serious with it, I actually reached one of my goals, and this might be small to some people, but it was really big for me at the time. I set my goal for 6K for a month, and I literally reached it and went over it. So when I did that, I was like, the sky is the limit. Like, nothing can stop me here. You know, I was making 4 times more than what I was making at my regular daily job, and I'm like, I could just do this. So that's what happened. I was able to quit my job. Been doing OnlyFans for almost a year. It'll be a full time. It'll be a year in December this year. So I'm thankful, I'm excited, I'm humble. You know, I've met a lot of people, I network with a lot of people. Every day isn't going to be a good day. You're going to have your good and bad, just like anything else you put your time and effort and energy to. You're going to have those days, and I'm thankful. So now I'm looking at what else do I want to do in my life. Now, as far as OnlyFans go, you do have your pros and cons as far as like them taking 20% out of all your pay. So whatever tips, whatever DMs you send out that you want them to pay for, they automatically take 20% out, and that does not go to taxes. So you still have to pay your taxes outside of OnlyFans. OnlyFans, that 20% is literally their detailed fee of how they make money off of you. That's just how it is. So if I'm getting, say that, you know, I send a video out for $10, they take 20% out of that $10, and you'll get $8. So you really have to put that into perspective too. Not to discourage anybody, but that's just the truth. So, you know, you do shout out for shout outs with a lot of people also when you want to build a bigger fan base. I've been in shout out for shout outs with a lot of people on Telegram. Some people do it in retweet groups, and it just varies, and it can get very tedious when you're doing it on a constant basis, but it becomes second nature to you when you've done it for so long. Like for me, me personally, I don't mind shout out for shout out, but I've started to drift away from it because, like I said, it's very tedious. And it's like my fans, they pay this subscription price to see all of my videos, but then they see other girls too, and then they be like, I'm here to see you. You know what I'm saying? So you have to put 2 and 2 together, but it still works out in the end. Another thing is, like, when you are posting videos with other people, so say you're not a solo creator, you're not doing videos or pictures by yourself, you're doing it with somebody else, you have to have the backups, like as far as like the other person's ID, just to show consent that they are okay with being posted on the internet. Just like if you were doing it with Pornhub, they would ask for all types of IDs of that other person that you're shooting with, just to save your own behind if something was to happen, as well as them. I'm trying to think. As far as payouts go, like I said, it's $20. You have to have a minimum before you withdraw, and then after that you can withdraw whatever amount. You can set your amount that you want taken out to be deposited in your bank, or you can just request to put all of it into your bank. A lot of people let it just sit and build up, and that's what I'm doing, letting my stuff build up and then just withdraw everything. My bank knows, like, you know, I'm getting paid like this, so they automatically release it for me within a day after I hit the process button. So after you hit process, it can take, depending on your bank, it can take up to 24 to 48 hours for it to hit your bank account, and whatever the amount is depending on your bank, sometimes they'll hold it for a day or two just to make sure that this isn't false money. That has happened to me before, just saying. So yeah, OnlyFans is really not for everybody, but it's fun because you make your own schedule. You know, you meet so many people, you can network with so much, and it's just like, it could be an extra form of money for you too. So if you're thinking about it, go for it. Like, make sure you do your research before anything else, you know. And that's basically it. But it's cool. It's cool for me. You know, I'm happy that I got into it. I'm happy that I'm networking and meeting people, you know, a lot of upper stars, you know what I'm saying, who do this. And it's like, it's refreshing. They can give you that type of encouragement, but everybody isn't like that, so you have to keep that in mind too. Everybody isn't going to give you the tips and tricks to it. So yeah, make sure that you're consistent. That's the number one thing. Make sure you're extremely consistent with whatever you're posting, because if you're not, that's how you lose fans, and that's how you lose your subscriptions. A lot of people sell things in the DM too, like videos, pictures. That helps increase your pay as well. Selling in the DMs is like the number one thing people do on OnlyFans, and I get it, but a lot of guys don't want to pay a subscription fee on top of paying something more in the DMs. I know, based off of experience. So it's really all up to you, however you want to maneuver, however you want to do that. So yeah, how I promote my OnlyFans is strictly on Snapchat. I do it also on Instagram. Like I said, I'm not really active as much on Instagram, but I have my link in my Instagram bio. I have my own link. I don't have the OnlyFans link. I have my own link, because I've been told that on Instagram they actually can flag you for promoting your stuff, like OnlyFans on their platform. I've never been flagged for that, so I don't know how accurate that is, but that's just me personally. If you're promoting your OnlyFans on Instagram, just be careful. Like, use special characters when you say, hey, follow my OnlyFans, or link in bio. Use special characters like an exclamation point for the I, or 0 for the O, or something like that. You catch my drift? Just so they won't catch on as quickly as they would if you just put it up there normally. So yeah, I definitely promote on Snapchat, promote my OnlyFans on Snapchat, Instagram, but I really promote it on Twitter. Twitter is more of a sex worker friendly type of site. Like, you can literally post whatever you want, as long as it's nothing like explicit, as far as like your menstrual cycle, or you getting pissed on, or anything like that. Then they'll flag you for it. And then sometimes they'll flag you for even the type of music you have in your video. I've been flagged before and actually had to delete my post because I think it was like the Weeknd song going. In the background of my video, and I got flagged for it, and I couldn't figure out what I did wrong, and it was the music, copyright music. So sometimes that was my first and only time I've ever been flagged on Twitter as far as like copyright. But everything else, you post whatever you want. So I personally grew more on Twitter versus Instagram. I don't promote on Facebook at all. I'm not even on Facebook as much. If I am, it's strictly for like family stuff. But Twitter, that's how I promote my stuff. As far as shout outs, you can do that with whoever. A lot of people charge for that. As far as like shout outs, I don't pay for that. I don't like paying for that, because it's like, it's pointless to me, because you're only up there for like a day, unless you and that person negotiate about like a longer time frame. You're up there posted on their timeline, or you pin to their timeline. It's different. So the only thing that actually helped me on OnlyFans too was mass DMs. So I'll pay somebody you know, $50+ or sometimes they sell it for $10-20 for them to send a mass DM in their DMs to their fans so they can see my content and promote it, and they be like, oh, I want to go to her page. So that really depends on the person that you're doing it with. I love mass DMs. I like mine being sent at nighttime, especially. I try to purchase them on the weekends only, because that's when a lot of guys and a lot of people are more active. They're drinking, they're in their own level, and they're horny. So that's just me personally. I like sending mass DMs out on the weekend, but I'll do it whenever time of the week works for that person, and I pay them for it, and people pay me for it too. So I'm like, yeah, let's get this money together. So, and they always come out with top results. As far as like fans and stuff, like people be like, oh, I'm the top 40%, or I'm the top 2.21%. Like, everybody's percentage is different, and I believe the percentage that they are ranked as far as like you're the top 5 people in OnlyFans. I think they base that off of how much income you're making. Me personally, I don't try to get too caught up in the percentages, because it's like, as long as my money is constantly like flowing in, I don't care what percentage it is. As long as my money doesn't stop, I don't care about the percentage. But a lot of people live up to that ego and expectation, like, I have to be this person, I have to be that. It's nothing wrong with that. That's just not me. You know, I could be the top 10% and still be making bank. You know, I could have 100 fans on my page and they're tipping me good. I could be the top 3%, and you never know. So it's take it however you want to take it. Everybody's hustle is different, everybody's vibe is different, so do what works best for you. As far as my family goes, like with OnlyFans, they know what I do. Like, let me back up. The most important people in my life know what I do. For example, my big sisters know, my mom knows, even though me and my mom aren't really close, but we're cordial. My grandparents know, and that's it. Like, my cousins and everybody else, they have a sense of what I do, but they don't know exactly. They just know I'm my own boss and I'm doing stuff on my own. But it's none of their business, because it's like, who are you to judge me? You're not paying my bills. You're not helping me with doing whatever the heck I want. But yeah, you guys be the first ones to call me, asking me for money, asking me for help with this and help with that. But yet you don't want to support me. You don't want to put no type of effort into what I got going on. You don't want to help me promote myself. So the most important people know about my OnlyFans. I'm grown, you know. Like my mama said, the day that I quit my 8 to 5, she was like, baby, you do what you want to do. You grown. As long as you're okay with it at the end of the day without regrets, I don't care. I support you. So I was like, thanks, Ma. Like, that's all I really wanted to hear from her, because like I said, me and my mom weren't really close. So that was pretty cool for me. And I literally, that same day, I called her that morning. Then I called my big sister, the one that lives around the corner. I called her and told her this is what I'm going to do. And they stood behind my back the whole time, and still to this day. You know, my sister is my biggest supporter. She tells me all the time, like, you get that money. So all I'm saying is, whatever it is you want to do, if it's OnlyFans, if it's Cam Soda, if it's what's another one, if it's sexting, whatever you want to do, make sure you're the best at it. You're the most creative at it. Don't do it because you feel like you have to do it. Do it because you want to do it, and this is something that you enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. So yeah, my family knows, and I honestly don't care, because you're not paying my bills. I'm grown, no kids. I do what I want. And even I still like, for moms, don't let me deteriorate you. If you got kids, mom, dad, sister, brother, if you got kids and you thinking about starting OnlyFans, do it. It's no limits. It's no limits for anybody. Do it. So that's that as far as my family and stuff goes. So I went over how I started it, the subscriptions, how to get money. Make sure you're telling them the tip. Make sure you're doing this because you want to, not because it's something forced on your conscience or something that you're not even sure how you're gonna. Yeah, just do it. Life is too short. Just do it like Nike. Just do it, because it might just pay off for you in the end. So that's that. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and this put a little bit of inspiration in your heart, a little bit motivation in your heart. If you have any questions or stuff or anything, just comment down below. I'm happy to help you and answer with whatever I can. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button as well, and the notification button too, so you don't miss out on my gems. Okay, God bless, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Mwah.
'Cause a girl like you deserves affection when we're sexing.